Just like the attention catcher is the very first thing that you want to say in the speech, the clincher is the very last thing that you want to say in the speech. And we have several different options that we can use as clinchers, and I'm going to talk about a few of them. The first is challenging an audience to act. And this option is very effective, but it's often overlooked. And one of the ways I try to explain how powerful it is and how it is easily overlooked is by talking about Tip O'Neill, who was the former Speaker of the House. And in his political career, he lost one election. And that was the very first election that he ran in. And he, after he lost, he was trying to figure out why he had lost. He thought he'd connected with people and explained who he was and made a good case for why they should vote for him. But then he thought back and he realized that the one thing he never really did was ask them to vote for him, directly ask them to vote. So an explicit appeal to a specific action. And he realized that, and from then on, he always asked people to vote for him on the campaign trail, and he never lost another election. So it's very powerful to be able to sum up your case that you've just made by asking people to act on it. And one of the best examples that I have is going to be one of the next videos, and it's from the movie Miracle, where Herb Brooks is talking to the U.S. hockey team before the big match against the Soviet Union. And he makes this very eloquent speech about how great moments come from great opportunities and how this is their time. And then to emphasize that, he says at the very end, their time is done. This is your time. Now go out and take it. That's the challenge to action. So he makes this great case for why it's their time. But if they don't go out and take it, it may not be their time. So he finishes it up really well. Another option with the clincher is to visualize the future, to give this awesome look at what's going to happen if the audience likes what you have to say and implements it or does something about it. And I couldn't really think of a better speech to give as an example than Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, because the end of that speech is a clincher that visualizes this future that he has in mind. So that's one of the other videos that I have as an example. Another option for the clincher is to use a quote. We know that we can use quotes for the attention catcher, and they're equally effective as clinchers as well, and they do some of the same things. They give us maybe some eloquent language, and they borrow some credibility from the person who said it. One thing I like to caution against, though, is if you use a quote for an attention catcher, maybe it's not the best option for a clincher. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's something to be aware of. And then, no matter what kind of clincher you use, just like with your attention catcher, which you want to be able to connect with your topic, be able to relate your clincher to the topic of the speech.